Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about Cardano and its native token ADA, investing from a macro level perspective. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Remember, if you want to earn interest on your ADA, I would encourage you to go check out the ITC2 stake pool. Okay, we also have ITC. We have now 2 stake pools, so go check those out. Let's go ahead and jump in. So in crypto, it's certainly easy to get focused on what's happening on any given day. And we look at daily time frames a decent amount. We look at weekly time frames a decent amount. But in this video, I thought it would be interesting for us to take a look at some longer time frames and look at candles that span weeks and months and maybe even a full year. Okay, when you look at the market in this perspective, it really makes a whole lot more sense. And it shows us why, day trading is really not that useful. The opportunity cost of day trading is really high. You're going to incur tons of, taxable events depending on what country you live in. Sometimes you just have to take a step back from the market and look to see what has happened over the long haul. Okay, so let's do that. This is the daily time frame. If we switch it over to the 3-day, you can see that, well, actually, why don't we start with the hourly time frame? When you look at the hourly time frame, there's just so much noise. Okay, so much noise. When you switch it over the 4-hour, I know a lot of channels really like using the 4-hour. And again, there's still a lot of noise. And when you're looking at these moves to the downside, going from say like $1.50 down to $1, these things can be somewhat scary. When you zoom out, and you sort of just see the trend here, it becomes a lot less scary. It becomes a lot less scary because you sort of see that the trend of the market. And we say, okay, guys, there have been trends where we go down for a little bit, but generally speaking, the valuation of ADA has tended upwards. If you go to the 3-day chart, it continues to eliminate the noise. You go to the 1-week chart, again, it looks even better. And you start to even get to the point where it's hard to notice corrections as you continue to move up these weekly candles. We all know this 60% correction happened a couple weeks ago. And we said, hey guys, 60% corrections are par for the course. Par for the course in crypto, and that you should expect them. But what happens when you go over to the monthly? Why don't we go to 2 weeks first? This is 2 weeks. Doesn't look as bad. Go to a month. These are monthly candles right here. When you look at a monthly candle, the month that correction occurred in, you wouldn't even really necessarily notice it. I mean, the month still ended up 28% above where it started. I should remind you guys, in November, the price of ADA was less than 10 cents. I probably should have said viewer discretion advised before I made that comment, but in November, the valuation of ADA was less than 10 cents. And in December, it was around, it was less than 20 cents. It even reached valuations around 12 cents. In January, it even reached prices as low as 15 or 16 cents. Okay, now the monthly candles show a much more overarching trend that there are periods of expansion and then we cool off for a bit. These are 4 monthly candles in a row, followed by that are going up, and then 3 that are going down. And then you have another 4 that are going up, and hard to really say what we're doing in here. We're certainly not continuing our a crazy move to the upside, but similar to this, you can have consolidation phases along the way. And if you know my perspective on the cryptocurrency markets, I generally think that this cycle is going to be a lot longer than the prior ones, and therefore time is on our side. Time is on our side. There's going to be corrections, but in general, time is on our side. Now you go over to 2 months, and you might even say, what correction? Right? You don't even really know what correction is being discussed. Look at this candle. This in January, from open to close, ADA went up a very, very modest 624%. And what's crazier is the next month was still a green candle. Or sorry, 2 months later was still a green candle. March and April, still green. So far, May and June, still green. It's really impressive when you see a 2-month candle that's up 624%, and then the next 2-month candle is green, And then also the next one is green as well after a 624% move to the upside. Let's go look at 3-month candles. I love looking at 3-month candles, especially for Bitcoin and Ethereum, when you can really go back a long ways. So like let's go look at 3-month candles for Bitcoin. It really just has a way of drowning out the noise, doesn't it? And these corrections here, they just don't seem that bad when you're looking at them in terms of 3 months, because you recognize that, hey guys, there's times where it goes down, but even then the general trend remains up, and we can visualize it pretty well with our regression bands. Okay, so we're sort of applying it to ADA here. We don't have a whole lot of data, but again, this is a 3-month candle of 556%, and then our next one is still moving up at 43%. The open on this 3-month candle was about $1.19. Now, continuing along, we can look at our 6-month candles and realize why macro level investing is important. In crypto, it's so easy to get swept away by these hourly candles and worry so much about what's happening on an hourly time frame. You switch to 6-month candles and it's clear why we're here. It's clear why we're here. 6 months here, 153%, 119%, a very modest 838%. These are 6-month candles. So the people that just sort of sit on their ADA, so far this cycle, they're the ones that are being significantly rewarded. ADA has really not had any huge sustained corrections to the downside. Yes, it had a 60% correction. So far, it's recovered relatively well. Let's go look at 12-month candles. These ones are just ridiculous because, we had a pretty bad 12-month candle over here, negative 94%. And this is something I want to highlight, the downside risk of crypto. People always think it's just fun and games. Hey, there's going to be times in the future when we get pretty massive pullbacks. Now, do I think a 94% pullback is going to come from $1.70? No, I don't. I think that we might get a fairly sizable pullback once we go up several multiples from here. I don't think Cardano is about to see a 94% retracement from the current prices. But what it shows you is that in general, there's a lot of people up here that like to scream that the people who bought down here were lucky, when in fact, a lot of the people buying up here would have never touched ADA down here because they just would have seen it as an asset that wasn't going to stand the test of time. But this is the importance of the bear markets and why we spend so much time on the channel in the bear markets discussing the projects that would stand the test of time and why we identified ADA as one of them. So when you zoom out, things are a lot clearer. These are 12-month candles, 455%. This one so far is 835%. Okay, when you zoom out, macro level investing in crypto makes a whole lot of sense. There's going to be times where you get significant pullbacks, and we try to identify those on this channel. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We have the sale on the premium list. It is going to end in about 1 week. If you guys want to lock in the lower rate on the premium list with risk levels for Cardano and a whole lot more, make sure you guys check it out. You'll find out how I'm navigating these markets. You can find a link to the sale in the description below. Also, as a reminder, if you are investing for the long haul, I would recommend earning interest on your ADA or rewards, but people can identify with interest a little bit more. Go check out the ITC2 stake pool and start earning interest or rewards on your ADA. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. Also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.